That's kind of why I wanted to go two-angle too yesterday, because I was
Okay. Swimming World Television coming to you from ASCA 2009. I'm joined by the College Swim Coaches Association of America. Make sure I got all of those in there. Bob Groseth, the new head of the Swim Coaches Association. Is it tough to not be starting out this fall on the pool deck?
Well, so far it hasn't struck home, but I'm sure it will in a couple of weeks when our team starts training and I go over to the pool and watch them. But so far I've got enough on my plate. Keeps me busy.
What was it about this new role that drew you off the deck?
Well, I'd been a college coach for 30-some years, and luckily had a lot of success the last few years at Northwestern, and I was looking to do something different. And this opportunity came up, and I said, okay. And I've been involved with the College Swim Coach Association about the last 10 years in a real significant way, and I was president-elect in the organization, and it's just one of those things where I decided, I've been critical of the organization, but I really hadn't done anything to make it better, and I decided a few years ago to get involved, and I guess in for a penny, in for a pound.
It's a tough role to step into in this era of college swimming, where we're seeing programs, major programs, drop all over the place. Last night in the keynote address, head of USA Swimming Chuck Wilgus said there's going to be more, and he almost had a "we have to accept it" type attitude, and that he had no real answers for how we were going to fix it. Do you feel the same? Do you feel like there's not a lot we can do and we're kind of helpless as these programs are dropping all over the country?
Well, I think two things that I think you have to understand. One, programs have always been dropped, and we went through a period where Title IX was a big part of it, and now we're going through a period where the economics are a big part of it. But this is not the first time this has happened, and programs have been dropped before. As a matter of fact, in the last few years, swimming has added teams, although they're mainly Division II and III teams. And I think that we get overly excited about when a Division I team is dropped, and that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be concerned about that, but we should also understand that in the natural scheme of things, programs are dropped, programs are added. My job is going to be to make sure that we get more programs added and that we go to the Division I level and try and build it up there. But I think that, yes, we are going to see programs dropped, and we're going to see high-profile programs dropped, but we shouldn't have a doomsday scenario about it. It's just that, okay, let's add a couple more and let's keep working at it.
What are some of the ideas you have? I know we talked about them. If we could just kind of start that conversation again here in front of the camera and open that up for discussion.
Sure. Well, obviously one of the things that we want to do is to work on endowing programs and things like that, and set up a mechanism so that we can create a template that all schools can use to start doing that. We can't just depend on programs being funded by colleges and universities. And I think we have to work with USA Swimming, we have to work with Masters Swimming, and we have to work with high school swimming and all the organizations to put political pressure on schools and colleges to maintain their programs. But the other thing that we need to do is we need to raise the profile of swimming in the general community. We need to get involved in community service programs, but also in using, what you and I talked about with Swimming World, creating, videos and so on and so forth that can be used for promoting swimming in the general community and raising the profile of swimming in the general community.
There's a lot of rights issues when it comes to some of the races and stuff, but a lot of those networks are just sitting on the rights to them. And if we can reach out and start maybe giving them a little bit of educated content, a little bit of swimming content done by swimmers, maybe that's
right.
A good segue into getting our sport a little more attention on those networks.
Yeah. Just as an example of being from Northwestern and the Big Ten network, I look at at that network and I'm looking at shows where they're showing 10-year-old basketball games and football games, and swimming has barely any content in it, and that's because the people that run those networks don't know how to do swimming. And that's where I think we can use the expertise of Swimming World and other people that can create professionally done videos of, you know, the top 10 races this week or the top 10 races at the NCAA championships and things like that, and get content to you know, FSN and Big Ten Network and things like that, and give them content that they can use on their thing so swimming gets more exposure.
Well, you heard it here first. We're going to be fighting that battle throughout the year, and hopefully we'll be able to bring some of that type of coverage to you guys, the swimming fans. Bob, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank you, and look forward to working with you.
Absolutely. That's Swimming World TV coming at you from ASCA 2009.